Hi there. You're welcome to another episode of Business Africa with Oluwatosin. A platform where we bring real people, real businesses, and real experiences. On this platform, we spotlight African entrepreneurs, innovators that solving real African problems. And today, we're excited to be joined by a very great person of Mr. Emmanuel Josiah. He has actually invented quite a number of things, and very shortly, I'll be hearing from him. But let me just a brief autobiography about Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel is a Nigerian tech entrepreneur, a Microsoft certified developer, and a product innovator whose work cuts across both delivery and healthcare ecosystems. He is the founder and the CEO of BiteExpress, a fast-growing on-demand food delivery and logistics platform designed to make access to meals and essentials faster and more convenient across Africa. So very quickly, we'll be meeting Mr. Emmanuel, and then we just get to know more about the number of things that he's involved in. And so, Mr. Emmanuel, it's nice meeting you. Can we just get to know?
I'm very excited to be here today, and I believe that this information we're going to share is going to be beneficial to your viewers and also to whoever is going to consume this data. So, we've been in tech for quite a while now, and most of our products, and we won't say they are growing, they are doing fairly okay, but we can be better. And we have short-term and long-term targets, and slowly, most importantly, slowly, you don't just rush into, once you start rushing tech like that, you don't really get what you want. So over the years, we've built a few items, and it's not everyone that we have built that is in the market, but we are focused on solving problems. And that's the main growth. We don't want a situation where we build stuff and then we just want to show that we are good in this programming language or this other one, or just showcase our coding skills. We are focused on solving Nigerian problems, and hopefully we can spread it into Africa.
Okay, so you've built product for both food delivery and healthcare.
Correct.
And more of like solving everyday problems.
Correct.
So what inspired you to build? For now, I think I'm aware of those two.
Yes.
Food delivery and the
Yes,
healthcare.
those are
So
the
what
main.
really inspired you to?
So actually, when I was younger, we had situations where, basic, simple day-to-day activities become a problem. For example, you want to pay for something, you want to order food, a doctor wants to access medical records. It's so tough when I was a lot younger. But when IT, information technology, started coming into our country, a lot of digitized stuff started becoming accessible to a lot of people. And I felt, okay, if these tools are available, we can simplify a lot of processes for Nigerians and then make life a lot easier. And then we said, you know what? I love coding. I love building stuff. And my general background right from university days is just computer science. Let's build stuff that will solve people's problems. Let's build stuff that will, make life easier for people. And then that's what inspired us slowly.
Okay. So let's talk about BiteExpress,
Yes.
right? We know that the on-demand food delivery business, it's filled with so many big players.
Correct.
So how are you able to cope with these big players?
Well, I won't say cope. I would say maybe I will just focus on ourselves. We are aware that a lot of people coming, and some of the big players actually are foreign based, and they have access to an international pool of funds. So to compete with that is not going to be very easy, especially when you're a startup that is focused on using what you have to scale. So we focused on building something that is for Nigeria, not on Nigeria. We are Nigerians. We are building something for our country. So we just believe that when we build systems that allow Nigerians find it easy. For example, BiteExpress is the only food delivery app right now that has a translation in all top 3 Nigerian languages. No any other app has that, and there are over 10 of them.
Wow.
So we try to add Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo translation. So individuals that use this app can, if you don't speak English, you can still make an order from the app. So we have built stuff that is basically satisfying the Nigerian users.
So what strategy have you been able to use to scale BiteExpress?
Okay, most importantly, we focus on user acquisition. We just want people to hear about it and make sure, our infrastructure, tech-wise, and delivery partners, as well as the vendors, are all up to date. They are ready and they are ready to work. So doing that has helped us, keep BiteExpress afloat. And then slowly, we started in Zaria, we moved to Kaduna, now we're in Kano, and we're in Katsina. And the target is before the mid next year, we should be almost half of the country. And in the next 5 years, we should also be in maybe some African countries as well.
Amazing. So our audience out there, you should better look out for BiteExpress. They're coming
Yeah.
to your city very soon. So what were the challenges that you encountered while you were building this BiteExpress? I'm sure you definitely encountered
No,
quite a
definitely
number of
a lot,
challenges.
especially when we launched. The thing about Nigerian climate is people underestimate the difficulty you can experience when you have network outages. Our app is 100% reliant on internet network, and some days we can just have blackouts. We have had to attend to others on phone calls. On some people will write a note and I want this delivered quickly. And some people come to our offices. We can't access the app. There is no network on MTN. That's a major challenge, really. If, for example, we set up our rider apps, vendor apps, all access the internet. Without internet services, there's nothing you can do on that day. So you still have to find a way, to make sure customers are still satisfied and they still get what they want. So we focused on making sure, irrespective of the difficulty, we still manage to find our way to deliver.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the health sector briefly now.
Okay.
So what's really inspired you to also develop a health manager app?
Correct.
What were you?
So my mom is a nurse. She
Okay.
works in a hospital. So when I was a lot younger, I always go to the hospital. Then we close together and we go home. So sometimes when I close from school, I step into her office. A patient comes in. So when a patient comes in, they are supposed to retrieve the patient's file in some of these large cupboards and cabinets, and then with label with different numbers, and you can have two patients with the same name. So I started learning the process, because when I'm there with her, she will be like, go and check for this file for me in this cabinet, and then I'm flipping through several files, taking 40 minutes, 50, and the patient is still waiting. So finally I get it. I still play around before I get there and reach there. So when I started tech, I was like, really, this process can be a lot simplified, where you have a centralized system that everybody can access everybody's record. Doctors can see history, administrators can bill patients, nurses can add their vital signs, and all done, within a short period of time. And that's where the inspiration came from.
Wow, and today is a huge success.
No, it is.
Many hospitals are
Of
using
course,
this.
virtually every state right now.
Wow, amazing.
Thanks.
In addition to a number of things that you do,
Yes.
I'm aware that you also run an IT hub,
Yes.
right? I think personally I was there in 2017. I
Correct.
took the course at the
Correct.
time, right? And a
Correct.
very, very beautiful place.
Thanks.
And so what is one major mistake you think developers make? Especially the younger developers.
Yes.
Now, what is one major mistake you think they
Okay. Yeah.
You've been in the system
Yes.
for a very long time.
Yes.
And since then I've known you.
That's a very good question. You see, a lot of young, let me say, aspiring tech generation, they like a situation where they want to learn all the languages. They just focus on acquiring. I want JavaScript, Python. I want to put on my CV that I know all this. So, but what have you built with it? You can only be remembered by what you have built. Nobody cares about all you know. If you have not solved a real problem, what is the essence? So the most important thing is pick a few skills, immediately use it, identify a problem, build something that will solve that problem immediately, and you make the box. So that's my advice for the younger generation.
So how do you decide a product that is worth building for? So do you just sit and just maybe look around and say, okay, there's a challenge in this particular sector, I want to build a product for that sector? How do you decide what sector or
Okay.
what industry
Yes, I like
is
that
worth
question
building
too.
a product for?
Very good question. So there is a Japanese theory called Ikigai. If you are watching this channel, look up Ikigai on the internet, Ikigai. It's a simplified process that makes you identify, am I good at this? Do people need this service? Can I build something that will provide this service? Can it turn to something that brings money for me? These are the major checklists for anything. First of all, I have to be good in it. For example, I can't decide and say I want to go into agri-tech now because I'm not a farmer and I don't have the foundation and it's not something I love to do. So I have to check what I love to do. Then secondly, I have to check if it's a service I can provide that people will need in my locality. And then I will also check if it can scale into a full-fledged business and then see if I can make some money from it. Then I go ahead and build. This is my checklist. And the Japanese have always used this over 100 centuries and many of them have been successful It's worth checking. It's worth checking
And go through
online.
the checklist again.
It's okay. The first most important thing is, one, do I love what this is? Am I good at it? Then secondly, can I find a service that I can build for people, and will they demand it in my locality? Then third, can I turn it into a full-fledged business that will bring in money? Without this checklist, I don't bother myself, honestly.
So is there any other product you're currently building?
Of course.
But you don't have to mention
Of
it,
course,
right?
we have 4 other products that Nigerian market has never seen. Tech is so wide that, there are so many untapped areas that people have not really checked in. And even if people have, the market is wide enough. I mean, we are talking about 230 million Nigerians. You have 20% of that accessing your service daily or monthly. That's a lot. And we are already coding. So stay tuned. You'll see some of it. Yes, you are seeing some. Yes.
Okay. So if you could solve one African problem,
Yes.
one problem, what would that be?
One problem. I would still say access to healthcare, honestly. You go into a remote village somewhere in Makarfi or some local government where they barely have mobile phones, they barely have any functional pharmacy where they can access medication. I still feel we still have work to do in that area. We believe that, you save a lot of lives, you reach out to the vulnerable by providing access to a world-class doctor. And this should be done even if the doctor is not in that area, and if the user doesn't have a proper smartphone. That's one problem I'm looking to solve, and honestly, it's a major target. I believe that somebody that cannot speak English, that it's somewhere in the middle of nowhere, should still be able to have access to a doctor and get their medications delivered to their location instantly.
Amazing. And I hope you're able to solve that
Of
problem,
course,
because it's really
thanks.
easy.
We'll try our best.
It's a huge task.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I hope you're working.
No, we are up for it. We are, and we are excited. It's something we love to do. We've been doing it for over the past few years. We believe we'll succeed.
So how are you able to balance being a CEO, a product builder, and a mentor? I know there's the IT hub somewhere. So how are you able to balance that?
You're asking the right questions. Very good questions, really. Well done. Actually, I would say time management. That's very key for anybody that wants to have a chance of succeeding. You can have so many activities. At the end, you're not doing anything. You understand? So we want a situation where we can manage our time and focus on the most important thing. For example, I would like to code in every day. I would like to attend to my business needs. I would like to listen to my team members. I would like to instruct my staff, see how they are going. I would also like to go to the gym. I would also like to play tennis. You just have to find a way. If your family is there, you need to spend time with your family. You really just have to find a way to manage all this time. And honestly, if you don't put your time at work, you're going to get into trouble.
Keyword is time management.
Time management is key, really.
Okay, so just this question just popped up, right?
Okay.
So do you secretly order maybe food from your own app anonymously to see maybe how fast it's able to?
Of course. So there was this day I went into Kaduna. I had a client to meet. So okay, let's test this app. Since we launched in Kaduna, I've not seen. We see the result on our dashboard, but to see it in action, let's see. So I created a user, put some strange name there, put a location there, and I was watching. So the order went through. The rider called me that he's the one in charge of the order. He's going to deliver in a few minutes. There was a small glitch with the vendor. He called me to notify me that, okay, you need to do this. And then in no time, he was there. I was like, oh, wow. So I was in the hotel. So I sent the receptionist to collect for me so that maybe they won't see me. And it went, honestly, I was impressed. Once in a while, if I'm in any state where BiteExpress is functioning, I try it. But I don't put my name there just to see, to see how it's going. And sometimes I've picked a few glitches there and there. And I have some areas where I feel they should improve on. And then we address it in the next meeting. But yes, I really do.
Okay. So what is one myth you wish people stop believing about tech startup, especially in Nigeria?
That's true. I would say that you need to relocate to succeed. I don't think so. When you check the tech giants that have achieved unicorn here in Nigeria, the likes of MoneyPoint, OPay, many of them are being run by Nigerians. They didn't have to do it in the UK or set up this company here in Nigeria, and they've hit $1 billion status. I don't believe that you have to move out of Nigeria. There is the opportunity. And most tech guys, once they start and they gain the knowledge, the next thing is they are looking for the nearest opportunity to escape for their lives. I feel that myth should be destroyed. Your success and your IT skill is not determined by your GPS location. It's mostly by how you execute and how efficient you are in your delivery. Yeah, so that's my opinion.
Okay. So when you started, when you started developing all these
Yes.
apps, right? I mean, how were you able to fund it? Were they angel investors somewhere or some sort of funding? Because I know
Actually,
it's quite challenging,
it is.
especially for an average African person.
It is. So the first look you have is, the hunger and the desire consumes you first. So you're not bothered about how much you need. You just assume that should take care of itself later. But let's get the product. Do we have an MVP running? Is it on Play Store and App Store? Are people ready to download? Okay, how many riders do you have? How many? Okay, when we got all that in place, to speak to somebody and say, oh, look, we have this functioning, but we want to add this new service, we want to add a Google Map API where the users can watch the rider as he moves. It will cost us this. And then, so before you know it, you start speaking to people, mostly friends and family and people that believe in what you do. And in a way, we're able to raise a few. And then right now, we are in a position where we can access international funding from angel investors, just like you said, a few venture capitalists here and there. And so far, we are in discussions with one or two, and we hope it comes out well.
So what will be your advice to someone that is building something now without capital, no connection? What will be your advice for that?
I think the skill is more important.
Okay.
Skill gives you access, really. If, for example, I'm a golfer, the Nigerian setting is, I like golf. If I build my skill with golf, when you go to the likes of Abuja, you meet all the big people, that's their favorite sport. And then you start to play with them and you develop a relationship and you network with all these people. I feel your skill is the most important thing first. Learn, grow your craft, become so good in your craft that you can solve a problem, and then you gain access. When you gain access, you start meeting clients. You meet a client and tell him, look, I can solve this problem for you. That client who is connected to other clients can network you, and then slowly you grow. But that skill is the key word. Without your skill, you have no chance, honestly. There's no shortcut.
So you mean the skill now, the tech skill?
The tech skill is the most important thing right now, and you have to start. The tech industry is very big. It doesn't have to be that you must program or you must be a programmer. Even product development. Most product developers don't even know how to write a single line of code, but they know what is out there, what is needed. They can assemble a team of web developers and then give them their roles. Those skills are very, very key. And once you develop them, you can access anything you want.
So was there a time when you almost gave up this whole, then you just thought, I'm not interested in this maybe?
Of course.
I know you've been in it for quite a number of years.
No, you get frustrated. That's the truth. There are sometimes that some things don't go your way. You feel disappointed and you'll be like, you know what, is this thing worth it? Let me just look for something else and do, let me apply for one job and start working. And this entrepreneurship stuff is not funny, It's so easy to put founder on your profile on Instagram and Facebook. But to run it, that's where the big deal is. Everybody is a founder of something, but running it, that's where your mind will reach there. The truth is, we have found reasons to quit. But the fuel in our heart is the problem we are solving. We don't care about. If your desire is what you want to solve, you don't really have to bother about it. Just keep pushing.
So at what point did the breakthrough happen for you? Whether through BiteExpress or the hospital manager, or any of the what point?
Mostly I would say BiteExpress, because when we started we had to service some losses, and that's standard for most tech businesses. And a lot of people don't know that when we were building our financial plan, I knew that we will service some loss, and sometimes you may not even get out of it. I was hearing the likes of Amazon; they were in loss for over 12 years. You get losses 3 months, you start panicking. But when you have that mindset, you just have to keep pushing, and then slowly when you break even, you become happy. Then when your first statement come out and you see a positive figure, you'll be like, okay, I think I've made it. It may not be large, compared to when you are all over the whole country, like BiteExpress in every state, but at least when you check and you see that you are in a positive, then you could feel like, okay, breakthrough has come. Because you don't want to be servicing losses for extended periods. That's going to break you, especially if you don't have funding from several individuals out there. So that was the point, actually.
Oh, amazing. So what I find out was, to a young entrepreneur out there, an African entrepreneur that's just starting out, and maybe encountering one or two challenges, what will you tell them? What advice will you give to that?
So I would say, the opportunity is right there in front of you. You're not just paying attention, honestly. And there's a funny story I would like to share if time is on my side. Me and my family, we were on a vacation at Hawaii in the United States some 5-6 years ago. So we were in a hotel, and for the first 5 days, we were eating burgers and fries and ice creams. And I believe that if I had checked the scales, I would have added 5-6 kilos just because of. So we got bored. We were looking for Nigerian food. We needed some swallow. We needed some fufu. We needed some rice, and we couldn't find any. So when we got frustrated, I met someone. I said, "Look, I'm in Nigeria and I'm not cut out for this. Give me options." So he said, "Look, you have to download an app. The app has a search section." And he gave me the name. The name is DoorDash, Door and Dash. It operates in Latin America, the United States, and maybe Australia. So I downloaded the app on Play Store, and then I started searching for Nigerian meals, and then I could see some. I was like, really? So with the price tag, everything. So I pressed, tapped, placed my order, enter credit card information. Order was successful. In less than 6-7 minutes, a rider was calling me that he's close by. Where am I? He wants to deliver. Really? So I opened the app. I studied. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I started checking. There's nothing like this in Nigeria. Let me even start from my own state, just Kaduna State. We don't have anything like that. You have lecturers, ABU students, university students. Everybody wants to access groceries, gas, petrol for their generators. They don't want to be going up and down daily. Look, we're going to solve a problem here. That opportunity was right there. Look, I could have downloaded the app, completed my order. When I left Hawaii, uninstalled the app, you get. So my advice out there is the chance can be there. Your next big product can be right in front of you. You're not just paying attention. And then you just assume, this is impossible to do. Impossible is not something that works with me. As long as you can think about it, you can build it. So just keep pushing. You will hit it very soon.
Said as long as you can think about it, you can build it, right?
Correct.
And so thank you so much. I mean, it's been a wonderful moment with you. And I mean, is there anything you should expect from your company anytime soon?
Yes. So we are on the verge of. We are testing right now. Okay. And testing is one of the most important stages. Yeah. You can take 1 year, 2 years and build a product, but when you are testing, that's when it tells you exactly where you are. So we are testing our Doctium app. Doctium. Okay. It's coming out early 2026. Doctium is a telemedicine app. If you remember, I was saying if Nigeria can solve a problem, we want a telemedicine app that people can consult a doctor in the middle of nowhere and still get their medicine delivered. And they can get the best of doctors right from the comfort of their home, and even if they're in a remote village. So we are done coding, we are testing. After testing, we push to all the stores. Let's see how it goes.
So by 2026,
early 2026, we should be launching Doctium app.
Doctium app by 2026. And thank you so much. I mean, it's been a wonderful moment with Mr. Emmanuel Josiah. Please ensure you follow BiteExpress on social media platform. You can follow him. Please also
on Instagram I'm Josiah Emmy. Josiah Emmy virtually everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere.
Please ensure you follow him and you look out for the Doctium app
and also BiteExpress.
And BiteExpress too, right? So let us know what were the takeaways for you from today's episode. I will look forward to you joining us for our next episode. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.